Okay, this is the most controversial video of 2025. See, 70% of 2025 is gone. We saw some fantastic flagships release, starting the year with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and then Apple dropped the most awaited iPhone 17 series. And with that, you get an updated and controversial design or color-changing design, upgraded cameras, new performance benchmark, upgraded charging and battery. I mean, features that Android users have had for years are finally now on iPhone. But coming to the golden question, are the new upgrades in the iPhone 17 Pro real upgrades, or is it nothing special like the previous years? Well, the only way to find the answer is to compare. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest battle of 2025, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra versus the iPhone 17 Pro. I'm really feeling the heat, the excitement. We purposely waited on this video for a month. We used the phones, we let them get the updates, stabilize. This is Pratik, TechWiser. Let's battling go. Now, the moment you pick up both these phones, they feel like a flagship phone. But in weight, the S25 Ultra weighs around 218 to 220 grams. The 17 Pro Max weighs around 233 grams. Now, this iPhone 17 Pro weighs around 206 grams, and Apple this year has switched back from titanium to aluminum. Yes, they somehow realized after so many years that aluminum is better for smartphones and finally went back to that. And somehow, where other brands are trying to reduce the size and weight of their smartphones, Apple still continues to increase the weight of their flagships. I mean, the pros are evolving, but backwards. Now, the controversial part. The iPhone 17 Pro has this huge camera plateau. This is a horizontal camera bump. Some love it, some hate it. And I think it looks bold, especially in that cosmic orange color. And there's a reason for this bumped up design. Like, they get better heat dissipation, a vapor cooling chamber, and they also have a space for a bigger battery. Now, the S25 Ultra, on the other hand, it still has that boxy titanium design with Corning Gorilla Glass Armor 2 protection. It feels premium, like really premium. Like, we asked some people in the office their opinion on both the phones. Now, design and all is fine, but let's address the elephant in the room, scratch gate. There are videos on the internet of the iPhone 17 Pro series phones. iPhone's camera plateau edges are getting scratched very easily. Like, here is a small personal experience. We use our iPhones with utmost care, but still it has developed a scratch over here, and you can see the blue color is chipped off. And most of the time this phone is in cover. So yeah, just a word of advice. Keep this phone away from keys and coins in the same pocket. You will definitely see scratches here. And Apple is known for preferring design over functionality, be it the slim MacBook Pro, bend gate, and now this scratch gate. Overall, I don't know exactly what to say. I feel this design will evolve much further, maybe the next year. But this year, you will have to live with those scratches. And on the other hand, we have the S25 Ultra. We have used this the entire year. We shoot majorly our shots on this. No scratches, no major dents. It has fallen a couple of times, but it still holds up pretty strong. Rest, both the phones have IP68 water resistance. Now, to sum it up, design choices are subjective. I like the S25 Ultra here for the design. You can like the iPhone Pro, but build quality wise, definitely the S25 Ultra here has a better build. I'm pretty sure iPhone will make this better the next year and call it like best, strongest iPhone ever. So S25 Ultra gets 1 point and half a point to Apple. Now, let's talk about displays. Both phones have massive screens. Like, the S25 Ultra has 6.9 inches, the iPhone 17 Pro has 6.3 inches, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max is also 6.9 inches. Both have 120Hz refresh rate, both are buttery smooth. Now, the brightness is, the S25 Ultra claims 2600 nits peak brightness, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro claims 3000 nits peak brightness. We tested both outdoors. The iPhone gets slightly brighter, but honestly, both are excellent in sunlight. The anti-reflective coating really comes into usage. The S25 Ultra has Corning Gorilla Glass Armor 2. iPhone has improved anti-reflection coating, and the S25 still here has an edge. The S25 Ultra. And indoors while watching movie, we have the same HDR movie playing on both the phones, and there isn't much of a difference here. For overall display quality, both of them are top tier. Both of them get a point. Other brands should copy the anti-reflective glass coating. I think that's a real game changer. Now, here's the thing. Most flagships in 2025 have excellent displays. Samsung, Apple, OnePlus, Xiaomi, they have all figured out displays. But where phones differ in 2025 is the software experience. And this is where things get interesting, and it's completely opposite. See, the S25 Ultra and iPhone 17 Pro, they both offer completely different experiences, which brings us to the age-old debate, the debate that makes people go crazy. Android or iOS. See, the S25 Ultra now runs on the new One UI 8 based on the latest Android 16. The iPhone 17 Pro comes with iOS 26 out of the box. And we purposely made this video 1 month later because we wanted Apple to push more updates and make the phone stable. Now we'll get to that, but the One UI 8 here has bright poppy color with a minimal UI here, and this doesn't stop here. The amount of customization options you get in One UI is insane. You get the goated good luck modules. If you want a different animation for your notification, you have it here. You want widgets on your lock screen, you can do that. You can have a PhonePe QR scanner widget on the lock screen. Now, even if you want the screen to remain unlocked in a particular app, you can even do that as well. Heck, you can even set which app should operate in 60 Hz to save on battery life. Like, I could do an entire video on this. Let me know if you want that. But good luck module is the god level of customization. On the other hand, in the iOS 26, well, it comes with liquid glass design, actually frosted glass cause it's not the same that they showed in the iOS keynote. But again, feels quite new to hear this, but you get a lot of customization options. You can change the theme of the icons, like they can be in this tinted color, or you can have this liquid glass look, and you can now finally set any audio file directly as your phone's ringtone. Like they kept this feature for 18 years and finally gave the freedom. Apart from some customizations, you get call screening and hold assist feature, which I believe Android should copy. Those are really good. But what Apple desperately needs to copy is the AI. The Galaxy AI and Google Gemini on S25 Ultra is way ahead of Apple Intelligence here. So let's take a simple thing. You're uploading a photo on Instagram and you're stuck in the caption. On the S25 Ultra, I just mentioned mountain vibes, and you have a proper caption ready with perfect English, no grammatical mistakes. On the iPhone, you don't get the writing tools option. It only works on native Apple apps and a few third-party apps here and there. Typical Apple. And let's talk about the assistant. On one hand, Gemini on S25 Ultra can literally guide you to cook food by looking through the camera. Or in fact, hold on. If I show it my entire desk and ask, where is the key? It can also tell that. Imagine how useful this would be for someone who's visually impaired or have some sight problem. Now, on the other hand, hey Siri, what year is this?
Sorry, I don't understand. What would you like to search for?
iPhone Air specifications.
I found this on the web.
Bruh. It shows iPhone X. I have not seen a bigger disaster in an assistant than this. Like if you compare them on all AI features, that's a separate video which we are already cooking. But just to repeat the line, Apple is far behind in terms of AI when you compare to other smartphones. Now both the phones here come with a matured ecosystem as well. In terms of software updates, S25 Ultra comes with 7 years of OS updates and security updates, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro also gets nearly the same amount of OS updates. Overall in software, the S25 Ultra clearly gets a point, iPhone gets half a point. I will have to say this has to be the most buggiest iOS update ever. Like Twitter is full of it. In fact, even in my experience with the iPhone Air, I could see a lot of overlapping glitches or visual bugs across the UI. And now, imagine this. You're out all day, maps, Instagram calls, everything. Will your phone make it, or will you be asking strangers for a charger? Which brings me to battery and charging. The S25 Ultra here comes with a 5000 mAh battery with 45 watt fast charging, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro Max physical SIM variant comes with 4832 mAh battery, and the iPhone 17 Pro comes with a 3998 mAh battery. And this time, Apple has bumped up the fast charging speeds to 40 watt. In wireless charging, the iPhone 17 Pro supports 25 watt MagSafe charging. The S25 Ultra has 15 watt Qi 2 charging. Now the S25 Ultra also has reverse wireless charging. Now this is kind of a lifesaver for some people. Like, and whenever I'm out on trips, I charge my watch on this or even the TWS. So that's useful for some people. Now in our heavy usage of clicking pictures, watching videos, scrolling reels and gaming all the day, the S25 Ultra lasts a bit longer, but I'm comparing it to the iPhone 17 Pro. So technically not fair, but battery on both the phones are on the same plane, so both of them get a point. And now coming to the part which makes these phones a flagship performance. The S25 Ultra comes with a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor which is made for Galaxy, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro comes with a new A19 Pro processor. Now both of them have 12 GB of RAM. Now in benchmarks, the CPU performance of 17 Pro is slightly higher than S25 Ultra, but in the GPU benchmarks, the S25 Ultra has better performance. But how these numbers translate to real life tests? So we have a 4K video project with filters, effects and all of that applied on the Edits app, and whenever we do a render in the Instagram app, the S25 Ultra here is 2 times faster. We did this test multiple times and the result was the same. To people who say Instagram and other apps are more optimized on iPhone, Have a look at this. Next, we did some gaming. In BGMI, both phones here play at 120 FPS and both of them play it well. There is no heating or frame drops. Now, I do casual gaming. I don't use gyro and also in my limited testing, there was no heating or frame drops. And then we moved on to a bit of heavier game, which we play quite a lot, Wuthering Waves. On the iPhone, you can play it in max graphics in 60 FPS. On the S25 Ultra, you can go to ultra high graphics. And here are two interesting things. If you scroll down in advanced, you can change the graphics from OpenGL to Vulkan. But how does this bring any difference? In simple words, in OpenGL, the game communicates with the CPU and the GPU to make the gameplay smoother, whereas in Vulkan, it directly talks to the GPU to run the game. So along with Vulkan graphics, you also get a frame interpolation option. So now you can play Wuthering Waves at 120 FPS. So after playing the game on both phones for 35 minutes, on the iPhone 17 Pro, the gameplay was smoother. The heat management is also better than the previous iPhones. But at the end, the temperature was around 37 degrees. Whereas on the S25 Ultra, after 30 minutes, the FPS in very intense fights was around 80 to 90. But other than that, the gameplay experience was much better here. At the end of 35 minutes, the temperature was just around 38 degrees, like ultra high graphics, 120 FPS, and still 38 degrees is great. Even if it performs lower, it will still have better frame rates than iPhone. So the S25 Ultra clearly gets 1 point, whereas the iPhone gets half a point. And finally, coming to another thing that makes flagship phones flagship, cameras. The S25 Ultra comes with 4 rear cameras, the main ultra-wide-angle telephoto and a periscope camera, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro this time comes with an upgraded 48-megapixel triple camera setup. In the event, Apple said it's like having 8 lenses, but hey, this is just 3 lenses here, don't fall for that trap. Now we click some pictures here. The S25 Ultra here clicks in natural colors, where the iPhone 17 Pro grabs more attention here because it had made the colors look a bit punchy. It kind of looks ready straight up to upload on social media. Even in ultra-wide-angle photos, the story is the same. In zoom photos, iPhone zoom has improved quite a lot from last year's, but compared to the S25 Ultra, it still has a little bit to catch up. The text in this photo looks sharper on the S25 Ultra. It kind of uses AI and tries to straighten the line, redraw the text when you take photos beyond 30x. By the way, the photos were clicked from here. In selfies, the story is similar to the main and ultra-wide-angle camera. The photos from the iPhone 17 Pro looks good here and they're wider as well. Heck, you can click horizontal selfies without even holding the phone horizontal now. That was pretty innovative. In videos, both phones can shoot in 4K 120 FPS. You also get an option of dual capture on iPhones this year. Samsung has had this for quite a time. The dual capture works seamlessly on both the phones, but on Samsung, you get more options. Like you can record from the front and back cam, or you can even record from the telephoto and main camera on the back. You can also choose to save the video as it is or both of the videos separately. Overall in cameras, if I just compare these two phones, the iPhone 17 Pro's camera looks slightly better, it gets 1 full point, but even the S25 Ultra is the same consistent camera phone throughout the years and pretty reliable. So for that, half a point. And the winner here is S25 Ultra. See, the iPhone 17 Pro and Max have improved quite a lot, but there is a lot of room for improvement. Majorly 3 key areas where they need a lot of improvement. First is the software. Like for the past 7 to 8 years, Apple has pushed itself hard to innovate on the hardware angle, like they build powerful chips, enhanced cameras, change the phone's build from stainless steel to titanium to aluminum. The second area where Apple is majorly lacking is AI. Like the amount of hype they generated and the level of possibilities that they've shown in their Apple Intelligence video is nowhere to be seen. Like they had to literally remove parts from that Apple Intelligence ad, and then they launched AI after almost a year, and the state of Siri that you see right now, it is nowhere close to perfect. Even Apple knows that it needs to improve on this. So as per rumors, currently they are striking a deal with Google to use Google Gemini. So now you will see Google Assistant on literally every smartphone along with the iPhone. And the fourth area, which not a lot of people talk about, is the camera experience. At least for the Pro iPhones, give the features and controls that the pros actually need. Like you make a Pro phone for creators and then you don't give Pro features. And no, you cannot every time buy a third-party app and use Pro controls. Like we have tried shooting shots with iPhone and every time we have had some issues. It doesn't detect external mic in the camera app, or you cannot even adjust the white balance. You can just lock the white balance. And again, with iOS 26, navigating through the camera has gotten more difficult. And Samsung throughout the years have kind of refined their software and hardware, and with this Galaxy AI wave, they are literally riding ahead of Apple. So if someone is confused between these two, our recommendation is the S25 Ultra here. With the current discount and all of that, you might get it under 1 lakh rupees. And if you really want an iPhone, I would recommend get the iPhone 16 Pro Max, that you will get under 1 lakh rupees. Or if you want the latest and the greatest, I would recommend get the iPhone 17 Pro. The Pro Max, there's not much difference to get that. Now let us know if you guys have to pick one, which one would you pick? On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.